We will be using Blackboard, an external course website, and Google Drive in this course. Let's look at how each one works and how we will use each tool. So Blackboard is the primary communication hub for the class. Some of you have probably used Blackboard a lot before. Some of you may be new to it. So let me give you a quick tour of how I have the website set up in Blackboard. So each Monday I will post an announcement. You will see it down here on the homepage under My Announcements. And I will also send that out as an email reminding you of what's due that day and then what we're going to be doing in the following week. So these announcements will be emailed to your UALR Gmail account. So be sure to log in and check that email, and be sure to log in and check Blackboard frequently so you can stay current with what's going on. Now over here on the dark panel on the left, this is called the navigation menu. You can see links to the homepage. This is where we are now. The course website, that's the external website that I'll show you in a minute. There's a link to the course syllabus, a link to the course schedule, a link to the discussion forums, which is where you will be posting most of your work for delivery to me and for feedback from your peers. There's a link to Case Studies 2018 and Case Studies 2017. These are websites built by previous students in the class, and we'll look at them in more detail later. But you can take a look at them anytime to kind of get inspired and get ideas for seeing the kinds of things that students have written about and developed as their case studies in the past. And then the My Grades link is where you can see your scores and feedback from me, of course, on your work in the course. Then below the line here, there's a link to the campus bookstore, a direct link so you can log in and order the course texts as you need them. There's a link to library help, university policies and resources, and technical support. The rest of this stuff down here you won't see. That's invisible to you as a student. So that's how the navigation works. Again, the syllabus and schedule are they're in Google Drive, and Google Drive is where we store most of the work in progress for the course. You should set up a Google Drive folder specifically for this course, and I'll show you how to do that in another video if you haven't done it before. But let's just take a quick look at the syllabus. It opens here in Google Drive. This is a Google Docs file. You can see you can navigate through the table of contents by clicking course description, prerequisites. This is a pretty standard syllabus. A lot of this is kind of required boilerplate from the university, but it does include the list of required materials. The required text, there are three. One by Nicole Howard called The Book, The Life Story of a Technology, and then two that are kind of a tandem set, the Broadview Introduction to Book History and the Broadview Reader in Book History. Those are the only things you need to buy for this course. They should be relatively inexpensive. Used copies are probably floating around since I used these books last year. And then the rest of the material is linked here. The readings are linked into the course website over here. There's some other description. There's the learning outcomes for the course. We'll come back and look at these in more detail later. Means of assessment. The primary projects you'll be doing are short discussions and short writing assignments, projects, a final essay, and then some blog posts for those of you who are grad students enrolled in 5326. So that's the syllabus. Then if we go to the schedule, it's also a link to a document in Google Docs. Now, please note that I update this kind of on a weekly basis depending on how things are going and what your interests are. So don't print this out. In fact, as you notice, if you skim through it at the moment, it's incomplete. I'm filling in a lot of details. I never teach the same course the same way twice. Probably crazy on my part, but that's how I do it. But for most weeks, well, first of all, the course schedule includes a snapshot of important dates at the top. You can see when the three main projects are due. Monday, September 23rd, Monday, October 28th, and Tuesday, December 10th, roughly 5 weeks apart. And then the final reflective essay also due on Tuesday, December 10th. So that's the key dates of the main projects and when they're due. And then the schedule includes week-by-week details. Each week has the week and theme on the left, the readings that you need to read to prepare you to complete the assignments in the third column, and then the due dates. Due dates for this course are almost always going to be on Mondays. You can pretty much assume that if today is Monday, you probably have something due for this course. So for our purposes, weeks begin and end on Mondays. I do that because many of you work full-time or part-time, and I think you appreciate having the weekends to do your coursework. So due dates are always going to be on Monday by the end of the day, 11:59 p.m. Central Time. So each week we'll have details. So the schedule is really your dashboard for the course. If you forget what you're doing, if you kind of lose track of things, this is always the best place to start, because you can say, all right, it's August 19th. This is week 1. Here's what I need to do. And you can always get your bearings that way. So the schedule is very important. And again, it will be updated frequently. And I will always link to the schedule when I send out the announcements and emails at the beginning of each week. And one final note about all of those documents in Google Drive. If you click on any of these links, either here or in the other course website, and you get an error message that says you do not have permission to view this file, that tells you you're logged into your personal Gmail account. You always need to be logged into your UALR Gmail account. This will come up a million times, I guarantee it. If I get a request for you from your personal email, I will simply reply to it saying, hey, you're logged into the wrong account. You need to be logged into UALR. So just be aware of that. And there's more detail about Google Drive in a different video further down on this page. So the discussion forums, you've probably seen these before. This is what one looks like. The first assignment is right here, Assignment 1, Literacy Self-Portrait, due Monday, August 26th, 25 points. There's a link here to the assignment instructions and template, which is also a Google Docs file. Looks like that. So this is how you will, the discussion forum is where you will submit most of your work and then respond to each other in a follow-up discussion. So again, you can see here it says initial post due Monday, August 26th, forum open for follow-up and response through Thursday, August 29th. So I do expect you to make this a discussion and to read and respond to 2 or 3 of your peers each week. We'll have more to say about that a little bit later. So those are the discussion forums. Case studies, again, these are examples from before, and my grades are, of course, where you see your scores. So let's jump over to the course website. The course website is organized by unit. This is the home page, and you can always access the home page by clicking on this little icon in this corner, right, like that. And you can see across the top that the menu at this point includes home page, Unit 1, and readings. And this will grow as I'm adding and updating new content. So for now, there's only a little bit of content. The readings, all of the readings for the course that are not in the print books can be found here. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you will be using through the course. And then Unit 1, here's an overview of the unit. It's called The History of the Book, a Lam Zoom Perspective. Explains what that's about. And then you can access the detail pages like this. So each week, we'll follow a consistent organization. Again, the units are always 5 weeks long. So this is week 1, the course introduction. Learn how the course is organized and get started on your literacy self-portrait. Please read through these materials carefully and in order. I've designed these pages to be sort of a working learning path as you can work through it. So in this case, it's the syllabus and schedule, this course orientation video, some notes about how the course is organized, additional detail about the assignments and projects that you'll be doing in the course, details about the first assignment, the readings that you will need to complete in order to do that assignment, and then a video on getting started with Google Drive. So this is what a typical week's content looks like. There's usually some reading, usually some couple videos, and some background information, and then an assignment or a discussion post to help you kind of go from reading into writing and to help you develop your projects. This website works and looks really good on mobile, so I suggest you grab your phone, open your browser, and just bookmark the technology of the book. It's an easy to access website. The platform that I use for this is called Weebly, and Weebly sites look really good on mobile. And I always test them on mobile, and that's the primary reason that I use this method instead of just dumping everything into Blackboard, because Blackboard is just pretty awful on mobile. So that is the course website. And then finally, Google Drive. You're probably all familiar with that. So this is what Google Drive looks like. I have an absolute ridiculous ton of stuff in here. You can see the logo up in the upper left-hand corner is the little Google Drive icon. And then in the right-hand corner, you can see the UA Little Rock logo. And that's how you know that you are logged into the right account. As I mouse over that, it says Google account, Michael Stephen Greer, msgreer@ualr.edu. I actually have like 7 different Gmail accounts. So I spend half of my life logging out of one and logging into the other. But such is life in the digital world. So you can create a folder for this course. I'm going to store all of your folders in here. There's nothing here at the moment because this is Saturday and the course hasn't started yet, but I will be saving your work in here. I will have another video to show you how to use Google Drive. It's very, very, very important that we all use Google Drive and name our files consistently. So in the syllabus, there are some directions about the file naming and folder naming conventions, and please follow those to the letter. This is something that you'll need to know how to do when you start working in a digital workplace. If you don't already, many workplaces use Google Drive or Dropbox or other cloud-based sharing systems, and keeping track of everything requires people to be super vigilant and super consistent in the way they name files. So I will be reminding you of that multiple times. And again, there's another video later about how to access those files and how to set them up. So I do work hard to organize the course material so you can find them easily. You're always welcome to email me if you're having trouble finding something, but I hope that won't be necessary. All right, that's a tour of the course website and technologies that we'll be using. Thanks for listening.